Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. This week, we're gonna be dusting off our so-called ugly clothing series and taking on another questionable fashion item, the Balenciaga separated toe heels. Yes, those funny-looking, ergonomic separated toe outdoors shoes now come in a going out version with a 3-inch heel. I couldn't make this up if I tried. Now, in the past, we've investigated our fair share of odd clothing items, from plastic pants to platform Crocs, 8-foot-long jeans, and thigh-high Uggs.
I'm trying to be avant-garde high fashion. Is this fashion?
It's been quite the journey.
I am the human linguini!
And though since then, a few interesting fashion pieces have come and gone, when I set eyes on this pair of separated toe heels, I thought, now those I have to try. So these guys are the split-toe pull-on booties from the Balenciaga x Vibram collab, priced at an eye-popping $1,300. Yikes. And as is usually the case with items of this variety, the internet had a lot to say. The return of split-toe footwear leaves fashion world cloven. These hideous, outrageously expensive high heels are a crime against feet. It has 5 frickin' toes. Why don't we start there? And so with all of this frenzy in mind, I decided to order myself a pair of these 10-digit bad boys to see just how bad or good they might actually be. All right, let's bring them out. Ready?
Yes.
They're coming.
Incoming.
Now, as a quick disclaimer, I have had these for a couple of months. They were a part of like the fall/winter 2020 campaign line, whatever you call it, Balenciaga. And I did get these back in December, but then we decided to move. So they came with us. And now we are finally ready to open them, wear them, and see what they're all about.
Ooh.
As Tyler said in 2017, subscribe to this channel to see us try out trends a year late. Remember that?
I did say that, yeah.
Dare I look in? Oh, they're there. They smell nice and fresh. It smells like a pool in here.
All right, let's see them.
Ooh. Wow. Hello. It's toes. There are 5 toes on that thing. For some reason, I'm getting like vague wax figure vibes. Like, what an uncanny valley item. What is this thing? It looks familiar and yet so strange at the same time.
It looks more alive than a shoe usually does.
I agree. Maybe that's why I'm getting like Madame Tussauds vibes. Like, is it alive? Do these come alive at night?
Do we need to lock them in a room?
Yes. The rest of it seems pretty nice. Like, this is that Balenciaga that looks like a sock.
Right.
If you just cut this part off. And the heel itself honestly actually looks like a pretty sturdy heel, but this part is confusing. Like, is that what toes look like?
No. They look like little armadillos.
It's like a little shell.
Well, I guess there's only one thing for us to do now.
Should we try them on?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, hold on. I'm gonna de-tissue paper both of them.
Okay.
All right. I am entering the shoe. Oh, okay. Oh, holy. What on earth?
Any luck?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, my foot's in, but my toes are not in.
Oh, I point to your toes.
My toes are like here right now. My big toe's right here.
Oh, really?
My big toe is right there. Ow, ow, ow. My arch is cramping. Oh, hold on. I'm maneuvering. Oh, I'm in somehow. Oh my God. It clicked for me.
Wait, okay, all right.
Big toe, index toe, middle toe is a little twisted. Ring toe?
Ring toe.
And then baby toe. Here come the next ones.
Yeah.
Holy cow. All right, so after a small war, bad, in which I almost lost my toe inside this shoe forever.
What's wrong?
Big toe's in, but index toe is scrunched in between the 2 toes, which I'm gonna call the toe incident of 2K21.
That's your toe?
This is my index toe right here. The shoes are on. It's happening. It's happening.
All right.
Ooh, I got it. Yeah. Woo!
They look like they're eating your ankles, Safiya.
Do I look like a Bratz doll? Like I've affixed new feet to my ankles?
This is like something out of Goosebumps, man.
Oh, I'm tall.
You are tall.
Oh, ready? This will be disturbing.
Uh-oh.
Why, hello there.
The symbiote has become self-aware.
I feel like an actor in Cats the Musical.
You are, basically.
This is the butthole cut.
Oh my god.
This is the toenail cut.
They do really look like exposed toenails.
Yeah, I think actually the worst part are the pinky toes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they're like kind of clipped.
And they're almost like pointy.
Yeah, no, they're weird.
They're the devil's toes. Now, as for how this feels, I mean, I can walk.
Oh, she's coming in here real quick.
There's just more fabric between my toes than I'm used to.
More tubing of the toes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just like little sausages. And it almost feels like all of my toes have wedgies, so that's not that comfortable. I am interested to see how I'll do in them this week. Who knows? Maybe I'll get used to it, or maybe it'll suck. We'll see. All right, so welcome to day 1 of my toe heel adventure. So for our first day, I decided to try and style my toes like Balenciaga did in their fashion show. I can do like a very upsetting version of the bend and snap. It's the step and present. And one of the things they did with their toes was just to wear matching high fashion Under Armour with them, with some exposed seamage, because it seemed like that was part of the vibe. Sort of like a scuba look, but minus flippers. If I can't scuba, then what has this all been about? I also have even more seams on my leggings under here.
Oh yeah, bonus seams.
Just to match the sheer number of seams they had on their models. As if to imply every contour of my body is being hugged and emphasized, from my thorax to my toes. Which kind of gives me like futuristic Vitruvian man vibes. I just feel so exposed. I feel like everyone can see everything. Like we're getting a very detailed mapping of my body and proportions. Who knew that exposing my toes like this would make me feel so vulnerable? But besides feeling mildly denuded, I did have a pretty good time in this outfit. I do feel a little bit like I'm in some type of like futuristic jazz class. You know, a little bit Fosse? Fosse? This is Fosse. This is Fosse. That is not Fosse. Just dancing up a storm. I can do that TikTok. Right? That's a TikTok trend. Dance.
Well, but why?
As well as pretending to fight crime.
You look like a more toed Black Widow.
I do kind of feel like an Avenger.
The bodysuit, is that what's doing it for you?
Yeah, the bodysuit vibe, plus like a little alien.
You're like, couldn't Thanos have snapped you away with those on?
Kind of like I'm the 5-toed crusader. My signature is bitch slapping people across the face with my foot.
Oh, and leaving a handprint.
Yes! Though after just a few hours of not fighting crime, my feet were starting to feel it. These feet. I was just about to say these feet are not very comfortable.
Easy, Hannibal Lecter.
These shoes are not very comfortable.
It's day 1.
The balls of my toes are getting a lot of pressure from like the angle.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just feeling a lot of what is underfoot. Like if I step on a crack in the sidewalk, like I can feel it.
It breaks your back.
So perhaps my career as the 5-toed crusader might be over before it really began. Now for day 2, I also went with a Balenciaga fashion show inspired look, but this one is very different, with much more of a sweeping, cloaked, trench-coated feel, which I believe is kind of like a dystopian priest look. I think the vibe was supposed to be like clergy, but make it apocalypse. When I read articles about what Balenciaga was trying to do with their fashion show, it seemed like they were trying to make a commentary on climate change, hence the water, and the end times. And these outfits specifically were inspired by priests' robes, so those things combined—
Ah, what are those? What are you?
Give us this look. A large, shapeless trench coat with toe shoes peeping out from underneath. And luckily, we had a large, shapeless trench coat from our Tokyo makeover video from 3 years ago. This was like part of my mode outfit in that video.
Mode Gargoyle is back.
For my hair, I decided to go with a low bun and tendril look. I feel like it's sort of giving off Meghan Markle Sith Lord vibes. And notably, I decided against wearing full eye colored contacts like some of the models did in the show.
Because I am scared enough of my normal contacts.
But even without them, we were certainly picking up some dystopian, Matrix-like feelings.
What if I told you that in the future, Balenciaga would collab with Vibram?
I mean, does the existence of these shoes prove that we live in a simulation? Maybe.
Now, overall, I actually really like this outfit. It kind of makes me feel like Severus Snape going to the beach.
You know, just because like my shoes are kind of like sporty water shoes.
Yeah.
You know? Does anybody have SPF 394?
Or like I'm Disney bounding as Claude Frollo.
Like fire, hellfire, my toes are on fire.
But on that note, despite liking the outfit, my feet were really hurting by day 2.
You stretching?
I'm trying to give like each foot a break, you know?
Both because my toes don't really fit that well into their toes.
This is what my index toe looks like. This is a recreation of it.
I've been touching your toes a lot in this video, and that's what they feel like.
Love it.
And also because the angle of the heel like jams the ball of my foot into the ground.
It's a lot of pressure on those toes,
I know, this hurts.
They're not good for gargoyling, actually.
No.
And this all was exacerbated by the multiple terrains we encountered on the sidewalk.
Oh no, Tyler. Cobblestones.
You better get used to it, Saf. In the apocalypse, there will not be paved roads.
I can feel everything. Why is this good?
Cobblestones equal death.
They kind of look like hooves right now. Maybe that's what they were going for.
I do feel kind of like a very unsteady mountain goat.
They have good balance. Uh-oh. Timber!
Although surprisingly, gravel was not so bad.
Actually, this is kind of nice. I'm feeling some massaging action on my toes right now.
It's working with the toes.
But even with that brief geological foot rub,
Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now that's what I call music.
Now that's what I call a massage.
my feet just could not hang.
I need to sit. It's time. Oh my God. Oh. All right, I'm retired. I'm retiring from the game. It's day 2 and I'm retired.
So for my comeback tour on day 3,
Watch your steps off.
Dude, those words were written for me.
I went for this outfit inspired by Rihanna's late 2020 look, or
The Bad Gal recreation. Recreation. There you go.
Say that 5 times fast.
That's what it is.
who wore these bad boys for what looks like Christmas tree shopping, but I'm not sure. And she paired them with a black long sleeve shirt, black cargo pants, and a yellow vest, for kind of like a fancy outdoors wear vibe.
Kind of like futuristic sportswear.
Yeah.
Or like, what's that like fancy word? Après-ski?
And to be honest, I kind of see what Rihanna's going for here.
I don't know, for some reason I picture people who wear Vibrams like running up mountains, up Half Dome, and this is sort of like mountain gear,
Exactly.
so I think it kind of works.
Like I'm picking up what she's putting down.
As long as I don't fall over, I feel a little bit cool.
I just could not escape the pain.
My one question to Rihanna is, how did your feet feel? Because I'm not doing well.
No.
No.
Especially with my new hard mode unlocked, downhill.
What is this winding downhill ramp? Why are we doing this?
This is to test your mountain goat abilities.
So much pain. So much pain.
All the elements were conspiring against me.
Did the car locking almost take you down?
Whoa. I was that precarious that just the sound waves just hit me.
From car horns to identified flying objects.
Watch out for the frisbee. That could take you down.
Easily.
You're like a frisbee golf target right now.
Easily.
Now, as I mentioned, this outfit as a look does kind of make sense to me,
Come on, let's keep going. We gotta get somewhere so I can sit down.
but it is a bit ironic that I'm like dressed for the outdoors and I can barely walk across a park.
You feel like one with nature?
No. I feel one with the pavement, I guess. I feel the pavement.
I'll stop mentioning the foot pain after this because I don't want to sound like a broken record.
Bench. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now what?
But just know that these shoes are no joke.
The only problem now is we have to walk back to our car.
No!
We did bring emergency Birkenstocks just in case.
But they're in the car. They're in the car.
We didn't bring them.
I'm not happy about it.
No.
So for day 4, I decided to try something with my toes.
I spy with my little eyes something that will require that you bleach your eyes.
As I took my first stab at styling these bad boys on my own.
This is my look, my take on the toe heels. I decided to go for something that was sporty, casual, but also a little bit different than the first 3 outfits.
So I went for a black matching maxi skirt set.
And there are these cool like laces in the front, a thick waistband, and a very high slit for the thigh. Hello, sailor. Also, this skirt has pockets.
Oh yeah?
So, just had to say that.
I do think the slit interacts well with the shoes in a way.
Because it allows me to like present the shoes and then take them away.
You mean use them to grab your victims and pull them back in?
Right, that's what I meant.
Yes.
And even the paleness of my thigh.
A wild thigh appeared.
The sunlight is super effective.
Added to the visual shock and awe.
You want a piece of this? Come and get it.
Drawing your eye to the terrors below.
Thigh.
So being generally pleased with the outfit I'd put together, I decided it was the perfect time to knock myself down a peg or two and ask you all, the audience, what you thought of the toe heels.
All right, let's see what people think.
Cataclysm.
So we unleashed this outfit onto Instagram, and you guys left us a few thousand comments with your thoughts and feelings. And as usual, there was quite a range of opinions. From negative, how do you fight shoes? To very negative, what a terrible day to have eyes. To surprisingly positive, these go hard TBH, big punk vibes. A lot of your comments also hit on the kind of subtle nature of these shoes. I was really vibing until I saw the intense separation, as well as the duality of the idea of a grippy-toed high heel. Climbing a mountain at 1, but Met Gala at 2. And also something that I hadn't really thought about before, that these shoes might be a key piece of the WikiFeed agenda. Toes. Which makes sense the more I think about it. Like yoga pants are to butts, as these are to toes,
You know
right?
what?
Yeah.
This is WikiFeed's scheme.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would say, in general, most of you just wanted to know why. Why, Balenciaga? Why? So for day 5, I decided to do some field research in an attempt to answer this question.
Heads, fingers, knees and toes, knees and toes. Heads, fingers, knees and toes.
And go full digited with toe heels and a gloved dress.
No, no, no. No fingers, no toes exposed.
It seems actually to be something of a trend to have gloves built into long sleeve dresses.
I mean, it at least seems more common than having your toes sticking out of your shoes.
So I thought we had to get one.
Ooh, now I can do spirit fingers.
Now, full disclosure, this dress was pretty fun to wear.
Yeah, I just feel like such a menace right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like a creature.
The creature from the Velvet Lagoon.
Like, it's fun to have somewhat terrifying fingers.
You're like a sea urchin.
Yeah, or like an anemone.
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 The thing that Nemo lives in. Oh, that's nightmare inducing. That was weird.
And I had a good time making mischief.
Giant spiders.
Okay.
They just look like giant spiders.
A little bit.
Oh my god, there is a spider right there. Too realistic, too realistic.
And turning myself into a literal shadow to make shadow puppets.
They actually do kind of look like Canadian geese, don't they?
They do, yeah. That's Ben and Christine.
And it does match the toe shoes quite well conceptually, so it is a cohesive look.
It's very High School Musical of you. They're all in it together.
Oh my god, Tyler. You know a High School Musical reference now.
I know.
That's growth.
Now, as I mentioned before, this glove dress thing is kind of in right now, so there could be a link from their popularity to the existence of the toe shoes.
I'm trying to get them all in frame. Can you see them all?
It's one big happy family.
Phalange fashion. It's a thing, apparently.
What is even happening there?
Incest. They're mating with each other.
Now, it seems like this brand Vêtements has been at the forefront of this glove dress trend, though nowadays lots of brands sell similar or copycat versions.
It's spreading.
Now, gloves by themselves are also kind of trendy right now, but the feeling I get from all of this built-in appendaged clothing is kind of like a morph suit vibe.
You're almost like Green Man.
I just need like my face.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like a morph suit dress. I could do like disembodied thighs, you know?
Which I think is something fashion and pop culture in general is kind of interested in right now. Morph suits to me are sort of an intriguing combination of exposure and anonymity. Like you are both completely covered, and yet also everyone can see your body, kind of like a sexy thing, I think. And simultaneously, morph suits also have an athletic/activewear quality, which conjures images of aerodynamic superhero jumpsuits, as well as sleek sci-fi and futuristic wear. So I'm thinking that this kinky, futuristic, athletic morph suit concept that Vêtements is drawing upon for their glove dress trend could also be where the Balenciaga toe shoe is coming from.
That was hard.
That was pretty impressive flexibility.
Now, interestingly enough, Balenciaga's current creative director actually recently came from Vêtements, so it could just be that this one dude's thing is phalanges, but in his defense, there are actually a few more instances of toe-ed shoes floating around, which all definitely have some type of sci-fi, alien-esque, or futuristic dystopian aura. So there is a common thread here.
It's Mothra coming to destroy Raleigh's skyline.
But one key question remains. What is Vibram? And why are they involved in all this? So Vibram, which apparently I've been pronouncing wrong my whole life, is an outdoors shoe company that was started in the 1930s by an Italian mountain climber. And after a long history of iterating on outdoor footwear, they launched their iconic Five Fingers shoe in 2004, which are meant to replicate the experience of being barefoot while doing water sports and other athletic activities. You know, like ancient Greek Olympics vibes. And though I would call them kind of like a cult favorite amongst the outdoorsy set, in general, aesthetically, they have been considered to be a bit odd looking. Now, I think from that info, the most obvious reason that Balenciaga might want to collab with Vibram is that they wanted their models to walk through water for their runway show. And Vibrams can be used as a water shoe, so perfect. But we also know from experience that Balenciaga likes to make provocative and sometimes upsetting clothing items.
Their pants, stiletto boots. Balenciaga's doing a lot.
And they have also collabed with brands like Crocs in the past to create high fashion versions of everyday ugly shoes, seemingly to subvert fashion norms as well as just generate some PR buzz. So it seems like Vibram actually is the perfect collab partner for Balenciaga here, because they provide function, water shoe, and form, kinda ugly, and vibes, futuristic dystopian, all in one 10-toed package. So that is why I think these exist. So with all of that in mind, for day 6, I decided to take my toe heels into nature.
I want those Balenciagas. The ones that climb on rocks.
Ooh! Ooh!
That was horrible. That was horrible.
To consider how they fared in the elements.
Maybe this is their natural habitat, amazingly.
Famous last words. Then Safiya twisted her ankle.
So we went to a local hiking trail to see if I could use my Vibram heels as if they were actually Vibrams.
I feel like the birds are talking about you.
What are those?
To see if nature would accept me, reject me, or destroy me.
I just heard a hawk.
You might have.
Maybe he sees like my little squirming toes and he's like, those are little things to eat.
Those are rodents.
And I will say that, surprisingly, once I was on the trail, the shoes immediately felt more comfortable.
Like, not on pavement, my feet feel better.
Like dirt, grass, bridge,
I'm loving this wood, man.
were almost like cushioning to me.
I mean, I really can like feel the ground underneath my feet, so I am feeling a little bit better about this.
You're buying the Vibram Kool-Aid.
In a bizarre way, maybe I am.
Now, though the feeling was better, the angle of the heel did still impede my speed and stability,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
as I was very lumbering and slow.
From the way I'm moving, I kind of feel like Meredith Blake from The Parent Trap.
Right.
Where I'm like struggling to hike up this mountain. I'll send you brats to Timbuktu if it's the last thing I do. I even have the water bottle. All I'm missing is the lizard.
And I felt like in a real nature situation, it could potentially be dangerous.
Is there an animal back there? Suddenly, the forest goes quiet.
Safiya taken down by a bobcat.
Both in terms of literally getting eaten,
I mean, I might have been identified as the weak link of the herd.
and also in terms of possibly falling into the stream.
For this next installment of YouTuber in the Wild,
Yes. Yes! Aha! I have made it to this side of the stream.
I wanted to get into the water to like test them as water shoes,
What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to like use the Vibrams as intended, man.
Yeah. Hey, if it's raining outside, you're trying to go to the club, this could be perfect.
and sort of surprisingly to me,
No, actually, I can feel the water.
Yeah.
the shoes are not really waterproof at all.
The bottom part of the shoe is obviously very water resistant, but in between my toes, not so much.
Though I was able to successfully ford the stream,
I am the winner of Oregon Trail.
even with the precariousness of the heel.
How are you gonna get back?
I think the exact same way.
Yep, ford it back.
And the cool water did feel nice on my feet.
Oh, Babbling Brook.
I know, it's actually kind of refreshing.
It's cooling the blisters.
A bit, yeah.
So as outdoorsy shoes, these guys are probably better than a pair of stilettos, but they are still not optimal.
Does the sock dry fast or slow?
I don't know. I do not know.
So then it was on to day number 7, the final day of our toe heel adventure.
My feet are singing hallelujah.
I can hear them.
My feet are weeping with joy.
They're very bandaged right now.
They're very bandaged.
I applied them.
Tyler bandaged my feet.
So for this outfit, I decided to employ the let's outweigh one weird item with another outrageous item strategy.
So I decided to pair my toe heels with this bedazzled FedEx racing jacket that I got at a vintage remake store in Japan 2 years ago. I have been waiting for a video I could put it in, and I decided that this was the one.
With the idea that the jacket might distract from the shoes or maybe balance them out weirdly.
You're going for 2 negatives equal a positive.
Yes, exactly. Double negative, so. You know what that means.
Or if not a double negative, at least just equally loud on the bottom and the top.
It's like Kong versus Godzilla.
Which behemoth will win? Which monstrous object will emerge victorious?
Now these two items do kind of match each other thematically.
They both do have an interesting sporty but glam vibe. Sporty but not vibe.
And strangely, people were responding pretty well to this outfit.
I like your jacket. Thank you. I like those shoes. Thank you.
you.
Oh, king.
I think it's a FedEx jacket. It's helping.
Me too. That worked.
So either this outfit is working,
Dude, I think these guys are well matched.
or the jacket is just so hypnotizing that you can't really think straight.
Ooh, sparkly.
It's really sparkly. Wow. This is a good effect.
Especially when the sun comes out and it's like, boom.
This is my Edward Cullen moment. Come and get me, boys. Come and get me, Volturi.
You're blinded by the light and you can forget about the toes. But it is a bit ironic that this jacket is like a racing jacket.
Yes, NASCAR, they're here for me.
And I can only move like 1.5 miles an hour tops in these shoes.
Yeah, it is ironic. I feel like it's doubly ironic because like FedEx is also supposed to be like a fast shipping service, right?
It literally says express on it.
Exactly.
So I was less one-day shipping and more tall lady tipping.
Oh, dangerous divot. Sorry, I distracted you.
I almost just died. Straight up.
So that was my week in the Balenciaga X Vibram toe heels.
Risky move in the middle of the road.
Now, very often when I try out questionable fashion items, I usually find that I warm up to them over the course of the week, and I think in terms of looks, I have warmed up to these shoes. Like, I did kind of like feeling like a magical creature, you know, with my hooves.
Nova Babe? More like Nova Fawn.
It's like a Narnia thing. Narnia babe.
But unfortunately, these shoes are just too uncomfortable for me to actually like and want to wear more.
This is tough. The last video I can remember that was this hard on my feet might have been the Fashion Nova video.
And that was only one pair of boots, that was evil.
Especially as these guys are presented as kind of like glam going out shoes, and the only place I felt reasonably comfortable in them was in the mud and sand.
Ooh, the sand feels good.
Oh yeah?
The sand feels awesome between my toes.
But you also can't really use them as mud and sand shoes because the heel makes you quite precarious.
This took everything good about the Vibram and deleted it.
So I see what Balenciaga is trying to do here.
It's modern art, baby.
But they make my feet hurt. And that is where I draw the line.
Oh. All right, I'm done. We're all done. Me, the fingers, the toes. We're tired.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to shmash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to shmash that subscribe button. Here is my Instagram, here is my TikTok, and here is our live streaming channel where we live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to check any of those out if they seem interesting to you. So with that, I will see you guys next time.